Hello, everyone. I've been meaning to make a Pikmin tier list for quite a while, and with Pikmin 4 coming out in less than a month, I decided, hey, this is a great time to make one. All right, I'm actually going to go ahead and start with the Puffmen, which aren't really playable, so I'll put them in need of buff, make Puffmen playable. But I'm going to start with the Blue Pikmin. I'm going to start with Pikmin 1's Blue Pikmin. I'm going to put that in good. Obviously, blue Pikmin can only reach certain areas and get the ship parts that are only in the water, and no other Pikmin can really do that. They'll also lifeguard and rescue Pikmin that are found in the water if they're close by. So, yeah, I'd say blue Pikmin and Pikmin 1 are good. Pikmin 2, I'd actually say the exact same thing. I would say that they're also good. And it's pretty much the same thing. Not much changes between 1 and 2. For blue Pikmin, anyways. And then Pikmin 3, I'm going to go ahead and put them in okay. So in Pikmin 3, a lot of other Pikmin got like quality of life changes. Like yellow Pikmin had a faster digging speed. With purple's gone, reds are pretty much the main damage Pikmin in Pikmin 3. Blue Pikmin didn't really get anything, unfortunately. So I feel like hopefully in Pikmin 4 they get something, but they're just okay in Pikmin 3. But in my opinion, they're by far the worst Pikmin in Pikmin 3. And I'd actually, personally, I'd say they're probably the worst Pikmin in Pikmin 2. Although I think all the Pikmin are good in Pikmin 2, so that's not really saying much. All right, next up are the Bulbmin. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the Bulbmin in broken. So the thing about the Bulbmin is they're broken, but they're kind of supposed to be. This is why you can't take them out of the dungeons in Pikmin 2. Even with that being said, they're still incredibly good. Obviously, they're resistant to all of the hazards. Electricity, which is huge, fire, poison, etc. But really, electricity, as broken as it is, them being immune to it is just such a big deal. That alone makes them great, but also being immune to everything else too. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they do have below average like digging and attack. I'm not exactly sure about that. But even still, they're great, and it makes perfect sense that you can't take them out of the dungeons because of how good they are. All right, next up, this is going to be kind of, not kind of, this is going to be controversial. Purple Pikmin are actually just going to go in the great. So I actually, this is a super, super duper hot take. All right, I'm about to drop an incredibly spicy take. I don't think purple Pikmin are overpowered. Um, for one thing, Pikmin 2 is a crazy game. Bomb rocks falling out of the sky, boulders, kamikaze, dweevil. I mean, it's a pretty crazy game with some pretty insane enemies. Purples help you deal with that. But also, purples don't have any sort of immunity to like fire or obviously they insta die to electricity, still drown in water, etc. So no real elemental immunity. They're also the slowest Pikmin, which no one really talks about that much. Um, in every playthrough I have for Pikmin 2, the purple Pikmin slow the whole group down, especially the leaf purple Pikmin. They really slow the group down and slow progress down. And usually, if someone, I usually go for like a no death Pikmin when I play. But if someone does like die, it usually will be a purple Pikmin leaf who straggled behind and got caught by an enemy or something. So their lack of speed. There's also the fact that obviously they have the stun chance when you throw them. They thud on the ground and thud on enemies. But they have the lowest throw, which means as far as like throwing them high to get items or whatever, they're the worst for that. So between their lack of speed, lowest throw, I'm pretty sure they have a bigger hitbox than their Pikmin too. I personally think, don't get me wrong, they're obviously one of the best Pikmin in Pikmin 2. I'm not dumb, but I don't think they're overpowered. Every time I play Pikmin 2, I just do not think they're overpowered. They're good though. I mean, sorry, they're great. They're really good, but I think the meme is kind of overblown personally. But again, I want to be clear. They're great. They're still really, really good. But not broken. Alright, next up is Purple Pikmin from Pikmin 3. This one's going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to put them in the okay. In Pikmin 3, they get nerfed way too hard. They still have their strength, and they do double damage now. Or I think their damage might be reduced. I can't remember. Regardless, though, their thump, for one, their thump doesn't do any damage, and two, when you throw them, if I'm not mistaken, they'll thump on enemies, but they won't grab onto them. So you can charge and they'll latch onto enemies, but you can't actually throw them at enemies if it thumps. They just got nerfed too hard. And again, obviously, I'm of the opinion that they were never broken to begin with. So of course, I'm gonna think in Pikmin 3 they're just okay. So yeah, they do extra damage. They dig a little bit faster. They have the extra strength, but it's okay. It's like Blue Pikmin. You're not bad. You're okay. Alright, next up is going to be Red Pikmin from the first game. I'm actually going to say great. Fire is actually really deadly in Pikmin 1, and a lot of enemies in Pikmin 1 have a lot of health. So the extra damage that Red Pikmin do is actually super useful. So yeah, I'm actually put them in great. Next up is Red Pikmin from Pikmin 2. A lot of people think that Red Pikmin from Pikmin 2 are the worst one. I actually disagree. I'm going to put them in good. I'm actually going to put them in good above both Blue Pikmin, both of them. I think Reds are underrated. For one thing, they have above average damage and above average dig speed, which a lot of people don't talk about. Some people don't even know Red Pikmin deal extra damage. Also, they're immune to fire. So, to me, those three qualities are just enough to put them in good. Because obviously, purples deal more damage, but purples are also way slower, which, depending on the dungeon, can actually really impair the group. And reds are thrown higher than purple Pikmin. So, I feel like they're not as outclassed as people think they are when it comes to purple Pikmin. So, yeah, I'm gonna put them in good. I think they're the second worst Pikmin in Pikmin 2, but I think all the Pikmin are good in Pikmin 2. Actually, yeah, that feels better. But still, I think they're underrated. But yeah, they have their niche. All right, next up are Pikmin, a red Pikmin from Pikmin 3. I'm actually once again gonna put them in great. With purples out of the story mode, again they deal the most damage. They're quick diggers, the fire resistance. Yeah, they go right back in great. All right, next up is Rock Pikmin, and I'm gonna go ahead and put Rock Pikmin. Whew, this is a tough one. I'm gonna put them in great. Rock Pikmin obviously can't be squished and can't be crushed, which is huge. That actually is why they're in great. Obviously they can't latch on enemies. They can only do like a tackle or you throw them. But when you throw a lot of Rock Pikmin, they do a lot of damage. They're also, if I'm not mistaken, Rock Pikmin walk faster than other Pikmin, like White Pikmin. Not as quick as White Pikmin, but they walk faster. And they also dig faster too, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, no, they're actually great. Not broken. They have their flaws, but yeah, they're definitely great. All right, next up are White Pikmin and Pikmin 2. I think these Pikmin are actually really, really slept on. They're also going in great. So in Pikmin 2, a single White Pikmin can actually take out and kill a full-grown Bulborb. Their poison is super potent in Pikmin 2. But also, they're the only Pikmin that can find hidden treasures, which is huge. No one really talks about that. Um, but also, they are by far the fastest Pikmin. It's I mean, even a leaf white Pikmin is really really fast. So they have a lot going for them. The only thing is I think they do reduce damage. But they have a lot going for them. So yeah, definitely great. Definitely a underrated Pikmin. All right, now for white Pikmin and Pikmin 3. Hmm. I'd put them in good. Actually, the top of good, honestly. Yeah, they're really well, they're not as good as they are in Pikmin 2. No poison hazards that they're really immune against. But still, when it comes to the mission modes like collect treasure, their speed is incredibly useful, and they do still poison enemies, although it's not as potent as it was before. Um, but really, that speed is what keeps them relevant. And the poison, although nerf does help. Wing Pikmin. All right. Some of you might be surprised by this. Some of you won't, but I'm actually going to go ahead and put Wing Pikmin in broken. Yeah, Wing Pikmin I love them. One of my personal favorites, maybe my favorite type of Pikmin. I'm pretty indecisive. But Wing Pikmin are broken. Um, yeah, there are just certain fruit in Pikmin 3, that you're supposed to use a certain type of Pikmin or a bomb rock, whatever, and you can just cheese with Wing Pikmin instead and just kind of bypass it. Like there's actually so much cheese with Winged Pikmin. I don't think they're as broken as Bulbmin, to be fair, but I do think they're more broken than Purple Pikmin. Again, they're I can't emphasize enough. There's so much cheese with Winged Pikmin. It's insane. So another thing is Winged Pikmin deal reduced damage, but because they fly, when you charge, they home in on the enemy. Which actually, so they have a lower damage output, but they're more precise. I find that like swarming with a bunch of winged Pikmin is incredibly deadly. Also, when you whistle them to get off the enemy before, let's say, before the enemy shakes them off, because they fly, they seem to be a lot quicker about getting off the enemy. So, even though they deal less damage, they're more precise and also, quicker to jump off. And so it ends up not really mattering that they deal reduced damage. So, yeah, no, maybe that's a hot take, but I think winged Pikmin are broken. We'll see what Pikmin 4 does. We'll see if it nerfs them, and if it does, how much it nerfs them. All right, and last are the the yellow Pikmin. All right, I'm gonna go with the yellow Pikmin from Pikmin 1. I'd say they're at the very bottom of good. Obviously, you can throw them higher than other Pikmin, which is useful in Pikmin 1, and they have the bomb rock gimmick, but that's pretty much about it for yellow Pikmin. So they're bottom of good. Um, all right, before I talk about yellow Pikmin from Pikmin 2, I'm going to talk about yellow Pikmin from Pikmin 3. Well, I would put them in the bottom of great. Um, they get the added bonus of being able to dig faster. Electricity's nerfed, so their immunity to electricity isn't as big of a deal, but it still helps. You can still throw them pretty far. And again, the extra dig speed, it's enough to put them at the bottom of great. Um, Now let's talk about yellow Pikmin from Pikmin 2. This might surprise you. Actually, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by yellow Pikmin being in the broken. But let me explain. It's not that yellow Pikmin are broken, but it's that electricity is so broken that them being immune to electricity is a huge deal. That's the first thing. There's actually two things. So, them being immune to this broken obstacle is the first thing. But the second thing is that yellow Pikmin, you can throw them higher than you can other Pikmin. And, this is useful for certain bosses, being able to throw the yellow Pikmin higher, along with certain items as well in Pikmin 2. I feel like Pikmin 2, more so than other games, being able to throw the yellows high felt like it mattered more. So between you being able to throw them really high and also the immunity to this completely busted obstacle, which is electricity, which can literally kill an entire squad of Pikmin in a couple of seconds, because it like instantly kills the Pikmin, which means that the other Pikmin can then move in the spot where the Pikmin that died did, and it can party kill ridiculously quickly. So between how broken electricity is and how high they can be thrown, yeah, I think they'd have been broken. I think that you know, for when I in my playthroughs with Pikmin 2, you want to have yellows on your squad pretty much every time. Even if there's no electricity, them being able to, you being able to throw them higher is what will earn them a spot in your team. But again, electricity is just so good. It I'm not surprised it got nerfed. I'm not surprised, nor am I unhappy that it got nerfed in Pikmin 3. And now I know because of the demo in Pikmin 4. I just can go on and on about how broken electricity is, which makes them broken. Um, but yeah, this is actually. I think I'm gonna actually. Maybe I'm gonna rearrange great a little bit. So you're definitely at the top of great. Yeah, you're up there. Uh Anyway, yeah, rock Pikmin above, red Pikmin and Pikmin 3. Um, Actually, yeah, that sounds about right. And yellow Pikmin. Eh, yeah, I'd say their high throw is a little bit more useful. This comes off to me as perfect. So yeah, this is my tier list for Pikmin 1 through 3. Obviously, it's very different from the normal tier list that you would normally see. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sure if you disagree with me, we can have discussions in the comment section. I'm sure this is going to be controversial. It's a lot of spicy takes here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, go ahead and stick around, like, subscribe, and all that. Maybe even consider donating to me on Patreon. I'm going to set one of those up at some point. Um, I have a Kickstarter going on right now. I'll put the little brief promo I had for that on in a second. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you have a good day and a good life. Bye bye.